So I got this Acer Nitro 5, and the reason why I got this laptop is because of a very specific issue with my MSI laptop. And I'm selling my MSI laptop because of this issue. So that issue would be the CPU. So now this Acer Nitro has the perfect CPU for me, the Core i7-11800H, but the MSI had a Core i5-13420H. So you would think the CPU in the MSI is better because it's 13th generation, even though it's a Core i5, it's 2 years newer. But that is not the case. This CPU is actually better. This CPU is not just better in performance, but in some other things as well that you probably will not expect. So if we head back into Task Manager, you can see this CPU is 8 cores, 16 threads. The CPU in the MSI laptop is 8 cores, 12 threads, and you're probably like, okay, so it's a 4-thread difference. That can't be that big of a difference, right? But no. Intel decided to introduce this thing in 12th gen and higher called E-cores, or you might have heard them as efficiency cores, but I like to call them e-waste cores, because the way that Windows lays out the cores, you see this CPU has 8 performance cores, while the MSI laptop CPU has 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. So with only having performance cores, you will get some worse FPS in games while on battery, which with a gaming laptop, you don't want to play on battery because you already know what's going to happen to that battery health if you play games on battery. We're going to die in 5 minutes. But my issue with E-cores is because of my use case. So applications that I use, for example, VMware Workstation, I use this application quite often to run virtual machines on my laptop. And the way that Windows has the CPU cores laid out, VMware has the affinity to use the E-cores, and the E-cores are so slow, and they cannot run my virtual machines or anything at a sufficient speed. They'll take like 20 minutes to boot up, and then I'll get stuck on the Windows logo for another 10 minutes. So yeah, you can set processor affinity to applications, but that's not the point. The point is I shouldn't have to set the processor affinity every time that I want to open up a virtual machine. I should not have to do that. That's really annoying. I just want to be able to click VMware Workstation, click my virtual machine, which I don't have a virtual machine on this laptop right now, and just launch the virtual machine without having to spend 8 years in Task Manager setting CPU affinity, which you can't even do that through Task Manager. You need third-party software, which, guess what, costs money, and I'm not paying for that when I can get a brand new laptop that's better. Alright, let's take a look at the GPU. First up, we of course have Intel UHD graphics, which is like XE28 or something, UHD XE. So it's a bit better than normal UHD graphics, but it's not good at all. And then we of course have the 4050 Ti laptop GPU. This is the 4 gig one, so it is going to tank. It is going to tank very hard. But it is whatever, because 32 gigs of regular memory, it'll survive. And it also has help from the iGPU, because they work together. unlike other gaming laptops, it's either you use one or the other, but now on this laptop, they work together, so technically there's 20 gigs of GPU memory. So let's open up Nitro Sense, and let's just take a look at these very nice options in here that I like over the MSI Control Center, because the MSI Control Center is a clunky mess. And yeah, this is pretty clunky. It's also a mess, but it's not as slow. Like on the MSI laptop, let's say I want to press something, which in the MSI Center, it doesn't even give me any of these options. So for example, let's say I was gonna click max fan, which in the MSI Center, it does not give me that option. It just lets me check the temps, which I can do using hardware info, which is 10 times better. Let's say I click something. See how it does it literally instantly inside Nitro Sense, while in MSI Center, it sit there like, I'm gonna right click so it won't actually click it. It'll sit there for 20 minutes, and then it'll finally go. So, yeah. And I think the more control you have over your laptop, the better. Just look at how much control I have. I can set custom fan speeds. Look, I can turn the GPU fan manually. I could just turn the GPU fan all the way down. So it's really slow now. But now let's say I want to have the CPU fan going at max. So only one side's making noise and this side's not making a noise. But then let's say I just want to... Now she's really loud. But yeah, this is just a really cool software. I love the control I have over my laptop like this. There's the True Harmony presets for audio. That's pretty cool, but I would not use the built-in laptop speakers, honestly. The drivers for this laptop, they're pretty out of date, 2021, but I haven't had any issues, and I'd rather use the Acer drivers that were made for this laptop rather than the generic NVIDIA drivers. And there's no way to get like updates from Nitro Sense. I think I need to get the Acer Care Center for that, but I couldn't care enough to actually get the Acer Care Center, because now that's where the Acer software gets pretty clunky. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm fully up to date actually, but so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in the next video, we're gonna do a performance test. Then I think I'm gonna do a battery test in a separate video. So there's gonna be another video of a performance test. Then there's gonna be another video of the battery test, because in the MSI video, I felt like piling that all into one video was kind of like too much. And until the next one.